Hey you guys, I'm Steven.
I'm Giselle.
And we're the Lover's Passport, and we are out here going all the way to Crater Lake via the Cascade Creek Trail. About 2 miles in, grabbing our first little snack. It is clearing up. So it's supposed to rain quite a bit this weekend, so we will see how it is, but trail's not too bad. Gone up about 400 feet, 7 switchbacks in the first 2 miles, so definitely not too bad. Cruising up, that should be a fun little day.
Quick little lunch break.
Pretty tasty. Not a bad view either.
A little time lapse going. Today we are eating Mountain House's beef stew.
Pretty good. We're on the mission to try all of them. We started the trail yesterday, and we were from California, as you guys know.
So we had to fly out to Denver and then drive on over to the trailhead.
We did not realize that it was going to be raining. So we booked our flights and we booked our permits quite a few months in advance.
Months ago, yeah.
But the trail was awesome. It starts off right next to Monarch Lake, which is a beautiful spot. If you guys are looking to start the trail early, I would recommend camping over at Big Rock Campground.
There's a few other campgrounds right in that area too. And yeah, it was super nice because we were like a 5-minute drive away from the trailhead the next morning, so we could just pack up camp and head on over. And the night before, when we set up camp, we just hung out around Monarch Lake and we got to see some moose.
Yeah, it was awesome. If you start in the morning or at dusk, there are quite a bit of moose here. There were some bulls, some moms, and some babies that we saw. The trail was pretty easy. It's about a 7.3 mile hike in. Some people were doing it as a day hike, or you can do it as an overnighter.
Yeah, it's about 2,500-ish feet of elevation gain round trip, so in total about 16 miles. This route is great for beginners and intermediate backpackers. We originally were planning on doing this for a 2-night trip, so we were gonna go Friday to Sunday, but since we made it all the way up to Crater Lake yesterday and it has been pouring on us, we decided that we're just gonna head on down.
Yeah, the whole way up, you're right next to the creek. It passes by Cascade Falls, which if you guys are looking for just a good day hike in the area,
it's about 4 miles.
Highly recommend checking that out. It's a beautiful waterfall. You can go up there, have lunch. If you guys are up for the trek, keep on moving. You do a bunch of river crossings and you get to Mirror Lake, which in my opinion was the most picturesque part of the whole trail.
Definitely the most photogenic. And the great thing about this trail specifically too is dogs are allowed on leash. It's a beautiful, scenic, lush hike, and you get all sorts of pines and flowers. There were tons and tons of columbines out here and wildflowers, and the rivers are gushing right now. So as long as you don't mind the chance of rain, make sure to check the weather ahead of time before you embark on this trail.
We highly recommend making sure you acclimatize as well. It was nice that we slept at such a high elevation before starting the trail. The trail starts at around 8,400 feet, and then you camp right next to Crater Lake at about 10,500 feet. So definitely a little bit higher. We had a little elevation sickness. If you're feeling that, get hydrated, make sure you get some food in you.
Or head back down. That's especially if you're doing a day hike and the altitude is hitting you, the best thing you can do is just go back lower in elevation gain.
And at Crater Lake, there are 12 different camp spots. The first 3 are right before you get to Mirror Lake along the Cascade Creek. 4, 5, and 6, and 7 all are right along Mirror Lake on the right side and the left side. We stayed at number 9, which is on the right side of Crater Lake. We heard that 12, 9, and 7 are the best spots. So
now, they're really hard to find. We spent an hour in the rain yesterday trying to find these campsites. They have little wooden signs on them, but the paths are really poorly marked. There's a ton of tree damage right now just from like storms that are recently gone through here. So, you know, if you can download a map ahead of time of where those campsites are, even with a map, it was still really difficult to find them. We ended up going off every little offshoot of the main trail, the little side trails that led to the campsites. Some had tree damage, some were flooded, so like we couldn't find half of them. So just make sure to be prepared when choosing your campsite, since you do have to stay in the designated campsites that they've already selected.
There are tons of spots before you get to Crater Lake that you can stay in if you're doing a multi-day hike, but we wanted to make sure we stayed next to Crater Lake, and like G said, you can't camp on a lot of the area.
So, update. it started hailing, and so just in the nick of time we saw the clouds and put on all of our rain stuff. So we got a trash bag on my backpack because I'm classy like that, and then we got an actual cover for Steven, even though it's a Deuteron or Osprey on a Deuter, but
sorry Deuter,
whatever gets the job done.
Got a little Peak Design rain cover. This thing is awesome, used it plenty of times. Got our cool and black diamond rain shells. See how they hold up? Here we go.
It's just funny because we really don't get much rain in California, and so when we got out of the airport yesterday and checked the weather and saw it was supposed to be thunderstorming for like half the day today and tomorrow, we were lucky we were semi-prepared, but we definitely had to go to REI to make sure that we had everything we needed for the rain, since we never really had to think about that. So if you're in Colorado, make sure you check the weather.
We got about a mile left. We just reached the fork right before you get to Mirror Lake and Crater Lake. The rain is off and on. There is some trees we've been having to go around.
Definitely download Gaia or like all trails, because the path gets a little like, oh, do I go this way? Do I go that way? A few times, so it's nice having our GPS and our map data downloaded.
We use Gaia, it's awesome. Our other party that we're hiking with uses all trails, so it's really just up to your personal preference.
We had to get camping permits for this trail from recreation.gov. You're not allowed to camp anywhere you want on this trail. They have designated numbered like campsites. I don't believe you reserve a number campsite, but you do have to camp in one of them. So we'll be on the lookout for those, and we're looking them up on Gaia right now to make sure we're in the right spot. Update, it is raining again.
We're soaked.
We never really backpacked in the rain before.
It's kind of surreal.
We're looking for supposed numbered camp spots and cannot find numbers anywhere.
So a little bit difficult obviously in the rain, but we got camp all set up over here. Long day of backpacking, and this is supposed to be the best one. This is campsite number 9. Guess what? It's raining.
Shocker.
We took a little nap once we got here to camp and got all set up. And as you saw, we got outside, we were just cooking. And
out of nowhere.
We felt like 2 or 3 jobs, and it's just been non-stop since. So
we're now waiting to eat in our tent.
Good old Colorado. A little wet.
Biking or backpacking in the rain's not as fun as you think it would be.
We wouldn't be out here, but we bought these flights quite a while ago, and we got the permits months ago, so
it's not like we could plan for this weather.
yeah, but making the most this morning made it totally worth it. It was super nice, relaxing morning, and we got about 7.5 miles back. Hopefully it's not raining the whole time.
Keep it
Well, it's hailing now.
We have like 2 miles or 1.5 miles left, and we're just accepting it at this point.
Yeah,
we're just wet.
we hiked in on a Friday. Today is Saturday, and we've seen so many backpackers going in. So if you guys do plan on doing it, we recommend getting an early start right around sunrise to find a good hiking spot.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the campsites are probably taken today, and they're very hard to find. So if you are coming on a weekend, just know it's a lot busier. Friday was much less visited, and with the same weather forecast.
Yeah, we got about 1.5 miles left in the hail. Here we go. It is hailing so hard, guys. There's like a literal waterfall coming down the trail. Shout out to Garmin boots for keeping my feet semi-warm. We're getting so roasted by all this hail. It's coming down. I don't know if you can see it or if you could hear it, but it is coming down. We're trying to mob through this trail right now.
After that insane hailstorm, we finally made it back to the wilderness sign for the Arapaho Wilderness or Indian Peace Wilderness. And let me tell you, I'm pretty happy that we only have a mile left because we are soaking wet. Even with rain gear, like, it was coming down hard, but I mean, it's a beautiful hike, but it's definitely better when it's not raining.
We just made it back.
Woohoo! How many miles is that? 16-ish?
Super fun little overnight backpacking trip. The clouds came in hot, as you saw with the hail, and we talked to some other people. It seemed like the downed trees on our trail were nowhere near as bad
They said on Caribou Pass there were at least 400 downed trees, which is crazy.
Anyway, if you guys want to see more backpacking content from us or road trips or anything else, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And we will see you on the